Bob here. Shit. I had an idea and it just escaped my mind. Where was I? I have uh increased the kind of ghetto tier of my setup. The pinpoint glare on my glasses was bothering me. So now I have a napkin tube working as a diffuser. Not even a napkin tube, it's just the napkin itself kind of being used to diffuse the lighting. I've still got a glare on the glasses, but it's not nearly as bad. Actually, can I? That's a little bit better. It ain't perfect, but it's literally a napkin hanging on the oh shit handlebar. There's Super Pro. Actually, I know what I'll talk about because it kind of has to do with that. It's okay to care about the stuff that you're doing. It's okay to take pride in the work that you're doing, or pride's kind of a gitchy word because it has two definitions, one beneficial and one not. Pride is one of the 7 deadly sins. It's a vice. But that's specifically talking about pride in oneself, sort of an equivalent to hubris. Whereas pride in one's work, satisfaction in one's work, is a thing that we're told is beneficial, is a good thing, within the same book that says pride goes before a fall. It's complicated because the word pride is a mixed word. That napkin is trying to jump. We'll see if it gets in the way. But it's kind of an ongoing issue. A lot of words in English are kind of have paired definitions, one positive and one negative, connotatively. And that becomes kind of an issue. But it's okay to care about what you're doing. It's okay to care about the work that you do. It's okay to take pride in the work that is done. That's not pride as in, believing that you are superior for doing the work. But satisfaction in a job well done is, part of the reward. I mean, the reward for good work is more work, but there's also the satisfaction that comes with that. And that's an important thing to keep in mind. I do these little rants raw like this, not because I don't have pride in what I'm saying or in what I'm doing, but as a way of kind of curbing my own instincts towards perfection. I'm trying to break myself from a bad habit and sort of a degree of pride that is hubris, where I feel like I could, given the time, I could make whatever I say perfect, whatever I do, whatever I write perfect. And I've talked about perfection before. I know this is kind of beating a dead horse, but I think it does matter that we should care. It's it's kind of the hip thing, the cool thing these days, whatever the kids say in that manner. Are we back to bee's knees? That would be nice. Banana oil, that kind of thing. Shit. It's okay to care about your work. It's okay to take pride in your work. Not in yourself, but in your work. And that's one of those weird kind of nebulous concepts. You can't be proud of yourself because you didn't make yourself. You can be kind of self-made, but not really, not in the same way that something that you wrote is made by you. And you don't have as much you can't take as much credit in your own making as in the making of those things that you have crafted with your hands, with your mind, with your mouth. Which is a weird thing to think about, sure, but the point is still, it's okay to care. It's okay to want quality things, to want to make a thing quality. Your work is valuable. Your work is useful. And with the plethora of people in this world, if you are willing to put in the work, there are people who are willing to consume it. If you like making music, there will be other people that like to bump to what you make. If you write sappy poetry, there will be people that will read it and cry. You just need to find the right audience and work and improve and, care about what you're doing. Don't just slap something out there and say it's good enough just because it's something you did. This is me ranting. This is me going off on something that is actually just me rambling on a subject, right? Which sounds like I'm doing kind of the opposite of what I'm suggesting in this video. But keep in mind, there have been a few rants already that I've done that I have redone because either I didn't like the way my delivery was, or the audio wasn't good enough, or whatever. I do have some pride in my work, even if it looks like I'm just, fucking around. I'm sitting in my car in what is becoming the cold. It's October in Vermont, so it hasn't quite started frosting yet, but we're getting there. Because I want to have a bit of control over the audio and not have all sorts of artifacting in the background for other noises and stuff. And I don't want to be loud enough to wake up anyone else in the house. Which, even in here, I'm relatively quiet, but I could go off, I'm not planning on it. But if I'm sitting there rambling to myself, I could be loud enough to bother someone. And I'm going to have to figure something out soon for when it does cool off some or more. because I'm going to be trying to keep doing this semi-regularly, whether anybody else is watching or not, in the hopes that eventually someone will find this and find it useful for them. Even if I'm already gone, even if I'm, no longer able to keep putting things out, it would be nice to believe that something that I've done has helped someone at some point. I do care about my work. I'm just making these rants specifically to break myself from a bad habit of being a perfectionist. So the effort that I'm putting in is kind of a reversal of what a lot of people are doing when they're putting out videos like this. I don't cut, I don't clip anything unless I completely remove the whole video, because my goal with this is to be raw and not really flinch from doing it that way, because that's harder for me than sitting down and editing and editing and editing until 90% of it's on the chopping block or on the cutting room floor. Which is what wound me up where I am with my other stuff, which is completely fucking frozen. I did a handful of videos about local politics type stuff, and I think I got 2, maybe 3 of them out, because I dug into this stuff and then found myself having trouble going over all of it, partly because I don't like the sound of my own voice. Despite how much I'm talking right now, I can't stand the sound of my own voice, especially on playback. But also because any little slip, I'd write up my script, any little slip, and I would have to start over. And I'd have, 30 minutes of script to read out. And if I fucked up at 23 minutes, I'd have to start over. Unless I got it perfect, I didn't feel like the video would be right. It wouldn't be authentic if I clipped and kept talking from where I made the mistake, or trimmed the audio and just put it together, which is stupid. But if it wasn't perfect, I didn't want it. And I'm trying to break myself from that, because that's not useful. It's not beneficial. I think I'm going to stop this one at 15, because, I've made my point, and I haven't, dragged anything out this time, which is a plus. If you've actually watched other of my videos, which, if you're here, you probably have, I'd be surprised if this is your first. If it is, welcome, fantastic. Stick around, you might find something not terrible. But, most of the others, I wind up getting stuck on subject and then looping back. The point is, it's okay to care. It's okay to want to do things better. It's important to want to keep striving for the next goal and constantly moving towards improvement. Perfection is a path, not a destination, that sort of thing. Or a journey, not a destination, however you want to put it. But yeah, value what you do. Bob out.